Hey, Grant Cardone here. Welcome to the Cardone Zone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be talking about Biden or Trump and the effect of real estate. Which president do you think will be better for the real estate game? Give me a call, 305-865-8668, 305-865-8668. If you're listening on Sirius Radio, thank you so much for having me in your car right now. As you may or may not know, I've been buying apartments, investing in real estate since I was 28 years old. Bought a single family home, then another single family home, and then 38 units, 48 units, 92 units. And today I own about 8,500 apartments around the United States, mostly the Southeast, from Austin, Texas to Alabama, the Panhandle of Florida, all of Miami, Tampa, Orlando. We got property. I've had property in the Carolinas, Savannah, Georgia. I had apartments I bought in California, Arizona, and I want to share with you how you could actually be working every day. This is what we do at the show every Monday at 12 p.m. How you could work every day, and rather than investing in the stock market with the extra money, rather than parking money in a IRA or a Keogh, or just parking money in a savings account, you could actually position your money into real estate that will grow over long periods of time, okay? Today we're going to talk about Biden and Trump, but I just want to show you what we're doing here. Let's say you were in a position to put $20,000 a year in a retirement account, which a lot of people do, and you're going to do that for the next 30 years. And that's going to be $600,000. $600,000, you're going to take paper, put it into Fidelity, a Merrill Lynch, a Schwab account, some type of a retirement IRA, a Keogh, 401k, whatever you might call it, a Roth, okay? And let's say you could put 20,000, 2,000, whatever the number is, just do the math, all right? Times 30 years is going to equal $60,000. Understand that when you do this, you're not multiplying money. One of the beautiful things about real estate is I can take 600,000. We just had a gentleman in our offices on Friday. He put 600 grand into a deal I'm doing right now. He's like, Grant, what position does that represent? The day he did this, the day he did it, okay, that represented $1.8 million. He took 600 grand. It bought a $1.8 million position in a piece of real estate. Now what happens? Unlike this investment right here that may or may not pay him a dividend, okay, that's a question mark. I don't know if it's going to go up or not. I know this. If you have money in a Fidelity, Schwab, a 401k, a IRA, a Roth, you might want to just call today and say, hey, what am I earning on that account? Let me just go back. Let me go back to the Clintons. I'll go back to the Bushes. I'll go back to Barack Obama. The average account in America, the average real estate account under both Democrats and Republicans have earned 7.3% annually. In fact, I'll just tell you what it is. It's under Republicans, you can just go back. You can go back from 1979. Can you show my, oh, there it is. Look at you, man. Look at you. Okay, commercial real estate performs well under both parties, just to put you guys at ease, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Since 1979, where was I in 1979? Let me see, I was coming out of high school. 3 years into college, learning nothing. Between 1979 and 1992, the average annual return was 7.3%. Between 1993, I started buying real estate right here, in 2000, it was earning 9.8%. Oh, notice, watch, it's getting better, isn't it? Between 2001, the internet busted, and 2008, when there was a crash, even with the crash, it still earned 10.2%. Between 2009 and 2016, we're coming out of a crash now. It earned 7.7%, and then in the last 3 years, the average return has been 6.7%. What is the point of that, okay? the issue here is recessions, okay? Some of this is red. Red represents the Republicans. Blue represents the Democrats, obviously, and it shows you the return. Somewhere between 7 and 10% is what it earned. It's not really about red or blue, folks. It's about the economy. Is the economy good? Are jobs growing? Are house prices going up, okay? So today I'm gonna just, the reason I buy real estate is, number one, I buy it because it's real, okay? Number two, if you're taking notes, I buy it because it provides me with cash flow. Now, I have money in a Fidelity account that's connected to a 401k that I started investing in when I was 29 years old. And I'm just gonna tell you, most of the time, number one, it's not real. I don't know what it's invested in. Number two, it's not paying me money every month. Every month, I do not get a check from a stock or an ETF or a mutual fund. I do not get a check every month like I do in real estate. Also, I don't get the leverage. I think I have $1 million in an old account that I put into for years. It's $1 million. If that same $1 million was invested in real estate, if I slid that over to a real estate deal, I would have $3 million worth of real estate. Number four, okay? Real estate appreciates over long periods of time, okay? Real estate will tend to go up in value, even through the Hillarys, the Clintons, the Monicas, through the Bushes, through the Iraq War, through 2008. Look at the returns. Can you bring me back to my returns, Francisco? Look at the returns on this real estate. 7% a year. Plus the leverage. A lot of this stuff hadn't been sold yet. You're looking at returns. You could be looking at cash flow returns or internal rate of returns. Most of the real estate that we buy, when we're buying a piece of real estate, I'm looking for 5% cash flow plus a double. Okay, I'm looking for cash flow. I'm looking to be paid every day, every month, to be paid every month while I get a double. Some of the real estate that I've bought, okay, I have been paid more than 5%. It's been 10%, 15%. I have some deals that I don't have any money in, and I'm earning, I got a deal right now. The return is into the infinite. I have taken my money out of the deal, not a taxable event. Refied the deal, got money out of it, not a taxable event. And then, listen to this. I got all my money back that I put in it. Let's say I put $1 million in, got my money back. Then I refinanced it, got more money out of it, not a taxable event. And it's still cash flowing after I took money out of it, okay? So here's Biden and here's Trump. Here are the questionable, and I don't have the answer to this. This is, my friends ask me all the time, man, who do you want to win? So, dude, all I do is, I don't really care who wins. I just think about my investments, my business, my future, my employees, my customers. How's the country going to do? To me, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do well either way, but I'd like the people around me. I'd like Miami, Orlando, Florida. I'd like the state to do well, okay? Taxes. This guy's definitely more favorable to taxes. I'm going to give him an A on taxes. If you're a real estate investor, I'm going to give Donald Trump an A+ on taxes. Even if you hate his guts, give him an A+ on taxes, because he hates the IRS. He even talks about them. They're so unfair with me. They're so unfair. He cries like a little baby. They treat me. I am treated worse. I'm treated worse by the IRS than any person that's ever lived. Now, Biden's got a lot of pressure right here. I'm going to give him I'm going to have to give him a C. I probably should give him a Q, because he's questionable. You never know what the dude's going to do. Is he going to hurt us, help us? I'm not sure. He might not hurt us at all, but he does talk about raising taxes here. Also right here, the 1031, which is a tax advantage exchange, he's already said he would like to eliminate it. I'm going to give him worse than an F. I'm going to give him an E. An E for eliminating, okay? I'm going to give him an A+, because I know he's going to protect the 1031. Why? Because he's a real estate guy. He wants to exchange profits into another like kind deal. Opportunity zones. Okay, this guy's going to get a big check mark because he's the one that went out and created the opportunity zones, even though I'm going to put an X right there. I hate the opportunity zones. I think they're a terrible thing, but they're tax advantage. They're basically built for tax advantages only, and I don't like to pick real estate based on a tax advantage. I like to pick real estate based on how good it is. Biden will support the opportunity zones because it's good for everybody. He knows it. It's good for everybody that's investing in it. It's good, optics. It's good optics. I don't think it's good real estate. Be clear. I don't think opportunity zones are good real estate investments, but I think they're good for optics if you're a politician. Depreciation. This is a question mark. He could eliminate some of our depreciation. And this guy over here, Trump, if anything, he will increase the depreciation, which is a big tax advantage. Wages, I don't know. Question marks on both these dudes right now. Why? Because we're coming out of COVID and there's 10 million people out of work. And when 10 million people are out of work, wages stay low. And that's a problem, okay? Either way, apartments can be an inflation edge because both these guys got a big problem. Both these guys got a problem, and the problem is called inflation has got to be coming. Why do I say inflation's got to be coming? When you print $7 trillion, I think that's what we printed in this last cycle. Is that enough? No, probably not. When you think you're done, with the trillion, just keep drawing zeros. I might not still have enough. Do I have enough yet?
You got it.
Okay. I thought I had enough, and I'm like, no. When you think you got enough, when you're writing out a trillion, you write down 3 more zeros. And then, dude, we just printed $7 trillion. Okay, if you're playing Monopoly, I'll explain inflation to you simply, okay? We're all playing Monopoly. We all start out with the same amount of money. We roll the dice 3 or 4 times. We go around the board. Nothing really happens. And then I walk in and say, hey, guys, I got 5 more. I got 10 more. I got 1,000 more Monopoly boards. Some guy came over here and gave us all $10 million more money, okay? And we take and put each person on the board gets another $10 million in addition to the $2,000 you started with or whatever, right? That's inflation. Now everybody can pay more for everything that they're buying. You can go to jail for days at a time. You're like, shit, I stay in every time I go to jail. I could roll every time and come out. Why? Because you got a lot of money, which means the price of going to jail is going to go up, and that is inflation. With sophisticated daily pricing tools, apartments today are better positioned to respond to inflation. If I get inflation, okay, inflation will hit homes before they hit apartments. When they hit homes, they already have here in Miami, by the way, luxury homes are up 45% since COVID. Freaking stupid. People that had a $20 million home are raising the prices $30 million. People running from New York to come buy it. Okay, and I'll be talking about migration today in the show. During the last 6 months, the Federal Reserve has acted aggressively to thwart the COVID economic crisis. When they did that, what they did was they pushed rates to 0. Okay? You're getting 0% interest basically everywhere in the world today. I'm borrowing money for less money, for less. I'm borrowing money at 2.5% to buy a piece of real estate that before COVID, I was borrowing money for 4%. You're like, well, how is that inflation? It's cost you less. Yes, the money costs me less, which means I can pay more for the real estate. You understand? People are buying homes. They're like, dude, I could borrow $10 million today. I can borrow $10 million, and before COVID, I could only buy a $7 million house. When the house goes from 7 to 10, that's inflation, okay? Even though you're only paying so much out a month. The asset is getting inflated. This is happening to you right now. Add the moves of they say it's $2.2 trillion of the CARES Act. It's more like $7 trillion and more is coming. We've had an enormous increase in the money supply, more money at the monopoly table. And the federal budget deficit is just blown up, which we're not dealing with at all. Patrick Lynch, Vice President of Research and Analytics in Middleburg Communities, an apartment research firm, like many observers, says these moves will create inflation in the future. And I'm like, dude, what do you mean in the future? How about right now? How about this second? And this will cause multifamily asset class, when homes go up in value, When you came down here to Miami and you could buy a house for 400 grand before COVID, and now that same home could be 500,000 and still be the same payment to the buyer. Okay, the payment didn't change any. Let's say this payment was what, $2,200 a month at $5,000 when the rates went down. The payments are still $2,200. That's inflation. Now, when that happens, and then when the government starts getting involved in overseeing the banks and saying, hey, you got to put more money down on a purchase is inflation. Better credit score. You can't be a 650 or 700 to get that deal today. And you have to have a very, very secure job. They're inflating on your credit, okay? This will then cause or put me in a position once these people are exhausted in the system, meaning once everybody goes out and buys a home with their credit because they got a good job, once those are gone, the United States of America, this is my United States of America, that's the USA, okay, becomes a renter nation. Rents are going to flatten out for a while, and then they're going to spike again. That's what's been happening for the last 30 years, and you're not going to stop it. To help predict the future, the guy Lynch I mentioned earlier, the last time we experienced this, because I'm reading reports all the time on this, we've seen a significant rise in inflation. You saw it at the gas pump years and years ago, a decade ago, maybe 8 years ago, gasoline prices went to like $7? Were y'all at $7, $6, $5? What is it down there in Venezuela right now, Francisco?
Well, it was like, for a moment, it was for free, the gas.
Because
it was free. And now I heard that it costs me like, it's a little bit expensive.
Yeah, how much is a loaf of bread?
I mean, right now the inflation is ridiculous. Like, being honest, I don't know the prices right now, but it's like...
Yeah, because what happens in countries that have inflation that becomes rampant, like hyperinflation, people are like, dude, I'm not even going to keep up with it. You don't want to confront it. You know, a loaf of bread was $2 and now it's $12, and you're like, what just happened here?
Doesn't make sense right now.
Yeah, so there comes a time when you print so much money where money's not even worth anything. Look at Bitcoin since COVID. 8,000 is $13,000 today. Stock market's off 700 and Bitcoin hadn't moved. So look, the game's changing, folks. You need real assets in your portfolio. I'm not talking about a house. I'm talking about I'm not talking about your business either. Real assets that cash flow. Not a real asset that you're going to buy today and sell tomorrow. A real asset that can inflate over long periods of time, okay? Personal Consumer Expenditures Price Index. Rents grew slightly less than overall inflation. What does that mean? The rents have grown less than the overall inflation. Food, gasoline, not included in our price indexes, has grown less, which means rent is going to bounce again. It'll happen in probably the next 24 months. The CPI, or Consumer Price Index, indicates that rents grew at an average rate of 6.7%, but that was below the average yearly inflation rate. I'm like, come on, my rents aren't raised. My rents are not growing by 6.7%. Okay, let's talk to some of our callers here. I came out, guys. There's a password on here. Can you let the first caller in?
It's Tim from Miami.
Yes. What's up, my friend?
Hey, is this Grant?
Yes, it is.
Hey, what's up, Grant? It's an honor, man.
Good to talk to you, buddy.
Hey, I got a question for you, Grant.
Okay. Yeah, and just get rid of this
so
thing.
I'm in the military, and I'm actually in the Coast Guard here in Miami. I was going to ask you, I was going to refer back to a show that you had maybe in June. It was titled Starting Small.
Yeah.
And you talked about, getting one, 3 or 4 unit. I know I read your book and I did the 10X challenge. I've been following you for a while, so I know how your kind of point of view is. But I was wondering, since you had that show, I was interested. I'm available for the VA loan and all the benefits that has and a lot of things. I was just wondering
Yeah.
what your take on what my situation is.
Yeah, so Tim, here's the deal, okay? And today, guys, we're talking about Biden, we're talking about Trump, we're talking about inflation. You know, inflation's not a bad thing as long as you have inflation at wages, okay? Now, his
Right.
question, and I'm going to share two things with you today. One is inflation and one is migration. And your question is, you know, should you use a VA loan?
That's correct.
Yeah. So and how much do you need to put down on a VA loan?
You can put 0.
Yeah. Good. So he's going to go find a one unit or single family residence, or he's going to
Or
find
up to 4 units.
or he's going to find a 4 unit. Okay. And you know, I say the most important number in real estate is the number of units. It's not how much you paid. It's the number
Right.
of units. It's the multiplier. It's just because this is a multiplier. The most important thing in a grocery store is the number of units you sell. That's why you want a great location, because you can sell more units. Amazon.
Right.
Amazon works because it scales. It goes wide on the top. If you're trying to get known in the world, it's not the quality of customers you have, it's how many customers you have. The quantity of customers matters more than the quality. You can't get to quality without that. So if you're going to have inflation, let's say you're going to go do a VA loan. I have no problem with the VA loan. I have no problem with the no money down on a VA loan, except that you're only going to be able to do this once or twice and then you're tapped out, so it's not a business. You know, it's like robbing a bank.
Right.
Robbing a bank. Yeah, maybe you can do it a couple times, but if you can't scale it and keep doing it and then you don't feel good about it, don't do it. It's not even a moral issue.
Right.
The problem with the one unit.
Well, what I wanted to do.
Hang on 1 second. The problem with the 1 unit, for everybody that's asking, he's going to put no money down. We're moving into inflation. Let's say this house is 300 grand. He puts no money down. The worst thing you can do in real estate is over leverage. Because if it's a good piece of real estate and you over leverage and we go into a down market, you lose the house. The other thing wrong with the 1 unit is if nobody moves into the 1 unit, you're having to make the payments. So I definitely like this model better, the 4 units. But dude, if 4 units is good, once you figure out how to raise money and get 40 units, because 40 units is going to be 10 times better than 4 units. And,
Of course.
And all you're doing right now is go do your first deal with 4 units. Maybe you can do 2 properties like that with no money down. Big L, baby. Leverage can be your friend, and it can also beat you to death. Because if you over leverage, you're going to have some issues. Do you have a deal that you're looking at?
I don't, but I am here in Miami. I've been looking around. I do think that if I can do, like you said, get a couple properties, I can also over time, maybe in the next 5 years, pay down some of the equity and maybe later
Well,
get some of that money out and go into.
I know, dude, but look, first of all, you need to be looking at deals, not making up all these hypotheses about what could happen over the next. You need to see a deal. You need to look at deals. Like, go look at a deal. Okay, if I go to Miami, what part of Miami are you in?
I live here in Brickell.
Oh, you live in Brickell. You know, like, so where are you going to look? Let's go look at
maybe
Miami Gardens. That's a place, right, guys? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I'm online right now. You see, you're talking about deals and I'm looking at them. So here's a 6 unit deal. Let's say it was 4 units. It's $375,000, 725 Opelika Boulevard. Boom, you're in business right now, bro.
Right.
See, you need to go look at that deal. Then you need to go to the VA and say, would you give me a loan on that deal? And they're going to be like, well, it's 6 units. No, I'm going to live in 3 of them. Take 3 walls down, live in 1 of them, call it 3, live in 1, call it 1, and then rent the other 3. Because that deal right there, I guarantee you that deal is going to work. I don't even need to go see it. $375,000, put no money down. The VA loan's going to cost you maybe $4 grand, $2,200 a month. It's going to rent. You're going to rent 6 units. You're going to rent all 6 units for $1,000 a month. I don't care what kind of condition it's in. It's going to bring one. Francisco, am I right? I don't care what kind of condition it is, okay? You got other people living in it. They'll still pay $1,000. That's $6,000. Your payment's $2,200. You're going to make $3,700 a month. I'd go do that all day long. I'd fill it up and I'd sell it and try to do it a second time and a third time. Thank you for calling, Tim, and thank you for serving. Okay, let's talk to Jose.
Thanks, Grant.
From Calgary, the oil dependent, the Texas of the Canada. What's up, bro?
Hey, Mr. Grant Cardone. First of all, I just wanted to say it's an absolute honor to speak with you, sir.
Honor to speak with you, brother. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I just attended your boot camp. It's just total motivation. You know, it's definitely something I want to do is I want to start throwing some of my money in Cardone Capital. So I just wanted to have your advice. Maybe you could tell me what's the amount I should start with and how much money do I got to be looking at putting in every single month to be able to build something substantial with you guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, how much money would you like to have as free cash flow?
You know, I would love to be able to have like, you know, $3,000 to $5,000 hitting my bank account every month.
Okay. $36,000, $36,000 a year. If you put in 720 grand American, you're going to get 36 grand a year. You divide the amount you want to earn by what I think the cash flow of the deal will pay you. Okay, so you would take $36,000. For all of you out there, if you want to know what you need to earn so that you're paid an X amount a month, all I did was take $36,000, $3,000 a month, and I divided by 5% because I think that's what our current deal can deliver to him conservatively. When he sends me a check for $720, he's going to get approximately $3,000 a month, and that's a good start. The beautiful thing is, the $720 that you send me, is worth $2.2 million in real estate. And it's just a matter of time before that 720 is not 720 anymore because it's backed by that. Now we do have debt. We got debt. We got a $1.4 million worth of debt on the deal. But who's paying the debt? Not you and not me. The tenants are. And it's just a matter of time before I wait. I'm paid. You'd be paid $36,000 a year to wait for this to become a reality. Okay? I'm looking at deals in Calgary right now. There's one unit at 735 12th Avenue. It's $420,000. Here's a unit, 905 13th Street, a multifamily apartment building, 499,000 Canadian. That's probably what, like 400 grand? 400 grand for one unit, folks. 400,000 for one unit. It's only 731 square feet. Here's the deal right here, 832 4A Street, Northeast Calgary, $2.4 million for 12 units. That's 200 grand a unit. Can you show my computer right now? I'm going to show you. It's right there. Now let's see, investments. Did y'all see that last picture I was showing? This is a deal I bought right here. We paid, let me see, will this open? Probably not. There it is. Come on, open up, boy. Open up, open up, open up. Come on, open that door. Oh no, I got to enter my data. Dang, they're trying to get my information from me. That Grant Cardone, he's always up to something, isn't he? So you see these properties right here? I'm paying $250,000 a door, and he's paying $250,000 a door for that. Which one y'all want to be invested in? That or that? Help me out here. Hold on. Look, in case anybody's in question. Y'all don't think inflation's real? That. Hold on. Let me get you a good shot of it. Oh, yeah, we only got 3 pictures. or that? What does it tell you when they only got 3 pictures? How about this beast I'm buying right now? Watch this. Let's see if I can find this monster. Oh yeah, can they see this? Look at that beast. If I could pull that thing off. So guys, look, go location, go cash flow, go leverage, don't over leverage. Inflation is your friend and it's coming to your town. Inflation coming to a theater near you. Can I say COVID? And COVID has helped. Man, you guys out there paying for freaking masks that you weren't even buying before. A mask that cost a penny, you're buying bags of them. Toilet paper that costs nothing, you're stocking it up. It's coming, the dark winter is coming, says Joe Biden. The dark winter is here. The world's gonna come to an end, folks. And when it does, you will live somewhere. Okay, next caller. How about Davis in Pittsburgh? One of our markets, by the way, that I wanted to discuss today is the Pennsylvania. What's up?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Grant?
What's up, big player?
Laid up in bed, sick as a dog, getting the COVID test later, honestly, man. But
you got it,
happy to be on
dude.
the phone
Let me
with you.
give you a test right now, man. Watch. I'm putting the little thing in your dookie right now. Yeah, you're positive.
Yeah, that's what the stats say, right? Oh,
And you'll get over it too, by the way. You'll get over it. You're going to be just fine. How old are you?
100%. Hey, so I have a deal today. Just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. So it's on LoopNet. 24 units. It's called Heritage Apartments. And it's in Cressuptown, Maryland.
What's the location? Give me an address.
Give me one
Love
second.
that market, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second.
COVID's not supposed to affect your ability to think. Just your breathing.
Yeah, I gotta.
To remember.
Okay, it's 14201 Cedarwood,
Cedarwood. I love that name because I made a bunch of money on a Cedarwood apartment. Okay, I got it. 24 units.
Yes, sir. And I do have a model that I like. Can I send it to you? I'd love to get your thoughts on that. I could email it to you real quick. I got my email up right now.
Wait, give me the address again. 21.
It's 14201
Yeah.
Cedarwood Drive, Southwest, Cressuptown.
Damn, I don't know why it's bouncing me out every time. Okay, give it to me one last time, dude.
Okay, 14201 Cedarwood Drive, Southwest.
I finally did it right. Okay. All right. Okay. So look, you guys know how to read this thing. How do you like the location? Looks like it's out by itself, kind of.
Yeah, I like it. I like it for a lot of reasons. The location's one of them.
Yeah.
But I think this thing is a screamer for a lot of reasons.
Okay. So the NOI on this deal, just so you guys know, it's $1.65 million. It says it's a 7.6 cap, which means the NOI on this deal will be 1.65 times 0.076. It says the NOI on this deal is $125,000. It is 100% occupied right now, and there are 24 units.
24.
Now, this is the first thing I know. If it's 100% occupied, there's another $100 a month, $2,400 if it's 100% occupied, something's either wrong, they're lying, or the rents are too low. So I'm just going to add $100.
They're definitely lying.
Yeah. Oh, they're lying?
Yeah, because if you look into the numbers, they said that, first of all, one of the leases is month to month, and the person vacated, I think, 3/1 of 20. So that's definitely a lie. In my model, which I would love to get your thoughts on, by the way, I have it on my email right now if I could shoot it to you. I assumed, everything worst case like you advised, but I assumed at a minimum, 93% occupancy or 7% vacancy, just because it's definitely not 100.
Yeah, but let me just tell you this, okay? I'm looking at the rent roll right now. I just popped into the rent roll. Unit 1A, you're going to do due diligence on the rent roll, not just the roof. 1A, the guy's paying $780 a month. He's got a deposit of $375. That's a real rent. I mean, that's not you. There's his deposit. You'll get that at closing, by the way. It'll transfer to you. The last rent bump on this thing was May 17th. Unit 2A, the last rent bump was February 17th. That's 3 years ago, man. And the rent.
Some of them are even dated back further.
Yeah, bro, the rents are $610. So when I see $780, $610, $735, $620, $610, $750, $800, $675, I'm like, those are real. Now notice somebody rented this place on January the 1st, 20. They must have got kicked out of the house after Christmas. January 1st is not when you go rent an apartment, but he did. He's paying $800 a month, which means most of these rents, the most recent new rent was January in 2020, and it's $800. It's the highest in here. Oh, there's another one. I don't trust this. Another one on 1/1/20. Two people moved on January 20th. On January 1st. That's hard to believe. But look, I think you could get a higher rent there. I don't know of any place in America except maybe Pueblo that the rents are $600 a month.
Well, the thing that really caught my attention is I did some due diligence on the ownership, and the woman that owned the building, God rest her soul, passed away in November of last year, and her son's the listing agent. And it says the same ownership since the 1970s. I think it was built in 74. So that tells me, hey, they're trying to get rid of this joint because they don't know what to do with it, or they want to free up some cash during COVID.
Yeah. Are you going to buy the deal, or are you going to talk about it?
The problem is it's already under contract. I reached out to the broker, and he's like, we got an LOI. And I was like, you know what? Keep me posted if anything changes.
Yeah, why don't you offer him another $100,000? Why don't you offer him another $100,000? Say, look, man, I'll buy it for another $100,000. Offer him $1.7 million. Okay? Because you're going to put $400,000 down, and it's going to earn without a rent increase. And by the way, I believe what they have there, and I think there's probably another $100 to $150 a month. I would offer them another $100,000. Say, let's roll. You're going to make $69,000 a year divided by 400,000. That's 17% return. 17%. That is times 8. That is 8 times 1,300 times. 1,300 times more than you earn from the bank. Now watch this. Let's say I can raise the rents $100 a month. That's another $28,000 a year. That's $69,000 right there, plus $28,000. If I just raise the rents $100 a month, equals $97,800. You put $400,000 down to buy the deal. Your down payment's back in 4 years, and you own the property with no money into it. I'd be running all over that deal if I lived over there.
Yeah. I'm in D.C. I'm just back home in Pittsburgh now.
Yeah. These kind of deals are all over America, folks. I should do a boot camp on this is what I ought to do. I should do what we did this weekend.
I'd sign up.
You'd sign up, right? What would you pay? How much would you pay?
whatever, man. You know,
How to find the deal, how to buy the deal, how to fund the deal, how to get a loan on the deal, how to manage the deal, how to raise the rents, how to present the lease, how to get investors. Like you guys don't even need the 400 grand on this deal, dude. You need to figure out a mom, dad, uncle, brother, sister that'll give the money and let you do the work.
you're 100%. I have to do that, by the way.
Yeah. Well, we all have to do that. I have to raise money at some point. If I want to be a big boy, I got to get other people to help me become a big boy. I don't know why people are so worried about help, man. Like when you were a kid, man, you're going to climb a ladder. You didn't do that by yourself the first time. Okay, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. Folks, you're watching the Cardone Zone every Monday. I come to you to talk about real estate, okay? Joe Biden, if he makes it another 6 days, could be the president of the United States. He will no longer have to hide out in his basement. He will be able to hide out in the White House. Or on November 3rd, Donald Trump, what is he? What do people call Donald? Y'all like Donald? Don't like Donald? Donald gets to go into the White House and make his big claims about the universe. On November 3rd, November 4th, either way, your financial situation, you're going to wake up on November 4th and say, look, you're going to look at your checking account, your savings account, your job, your wages. You're going to be like, dude, I got to do something different. And the only way you can do something different is to start investing. You got to learn something. For those of you that are looking to buy real estate right now, I want to show you a graph that you need to be and understand, because this is where money's going. Money's going down in value, and it's also on the move. Can you bring up the migration chart? It's right there. I'm looking at it right now. See these migration charts, red and blue. Yeah, you got it all middled up too, Francisco. Good job, man. Why are you going down right now? Why are you going down? Why you keep going down? No, I want to see the chart. Now, the red means I'm bleeding, and the blue means I'm gaining. Red means I'm getting the hell out of there. Where is that? California. Okay? It looks like that might be Wisconsin or Minnesota. It looks like Chicago. Now, Illinois. They annoyed in Illinois. People started to say, shit, man, every weekend, I mean, we kill more people in the state of Illinois than they do in Iraq during the war. We got up there? We got people leaving Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. You know where Connecticut is, Francisco? You don't know.
Sir.
He don't know. He's like, shit, they let me in. There was no wall. There was no wall. I came across with my freaking bag. I came through. I say, oh, no wall? I thought there was a wall. And he's like, hopped over.
No, I flew.
He flew over, okay? His brother flew him over. He pushed him up over the fence, okay? Now, the blue is Idaho, Arizona. We got Utah. I think, is that Utah right there in the middle? No, Colorado. People going there just so they can smoke weed legally. Texas, big Texas is winning. South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Florida. Florida's number 6, by the way. Number 6, most migration into Texas, Florida, Carolinas. Go down a little bit. Let me just show you my notes here. Idaho, inbound, 69%. Ain't nobody going to stay in Idaho. Don't believe that number. You're going to go to Idaho for one winter, and then you're going to be like, what the fuck did we think? What? It ain't worth it, dog. Get me. I'm spending more on coats, and all winter you like this. You're like, shit, it's cold. Then you're going to go drop down into the zone, Arizona, until August, and you're going to be like, whoa, shit, it's hot. It's going to be like 117 degrees. But look, let me tell you what's going to win. The Carolinas are going to win. Tennessee will win for years to come. North Carolina will win for years to come. But you know, people that go from New York to South Carolina, go back to the map. This is what they do. They go from Connecticut, Pennsylvania, New York, down to the Carolinas. They're like, oh, this is really cool. All these southern people with their accents, their redneck people. Oh, it's so nice here. And then they're going to be like, I'm bored as shit in the woods. And then they're going to come down to Miami where the water is. So watch these migration patterns because this is where people are moving to. The state of Florida has over 1,000 people a day coming in, every single day. Notice the size. By the way, Texas isn't far behind, but notice the size of Texas compared to the size of Florida. Okay, what is on both sides of Texas? All three sides of Texas. Florida don't even have three sides. There is water, water, and water. Half of Miami is actually a swamp. There's not even that whole tip of Miami. Naples, Florida, and Miami are separated by a swamp that doesn't even have internet connection. Like there's nothing there. Do you be better off in a desert in Afghanistan? There's no connection in that swamp. And you will get eaten up by mosquitoes by themselves. Then the alligator gets you for bleeding. Okay? So the outbound states, Illinois, California, New Jersey, Maryland, not all of Maryland. We bought a piece of real estate in Maryland. It's sick because it's conservative. Okay? Pennsylvania, Democratic states are bleeding out people right now. So you want to pay attention to this when you make your investments. Let's talk to Avery in Alabama. Avery, what's going on, man? How you doing?
It's Grant.
Yo, what's up, bruh? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking my call. God bless you.
Man, God bless you, brother. God has blessed us both. Now we got to go out and prove it.
That's right. Hey, I got a quick question for you. I'm from South Alabama, LA, Lower Alabama. I got a question about.
Hey, let me ask you a question. How do you know somebody? How do you know when somebody's a redneck for sure?
Say again?
How do you know when someone is a redneck?
When someone's a redneck.
How do you know? How do you know if somebody's a redneck or not?
The way they talk.
Thank you.
Is that it? I'm a redneck?
No, it doesn't mean that. I just thought you could clue us in, maybe.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Talk to me, Alabama.
I got a question on it's the Dothan, Alabama market. I know you had a show that spoke a little bit on markets, but I really want to call in and talk to you and see what you kind of what you had to say. It's supported. It's two large hospitals. I know you like having markets around hospitals because, frankly, they're not going anywhere. It's supported by a lot of medical facilities, a lot of restaurants, not much retail, I wouldn't say. The job market's coming back. I think we're within 1% of the pre-coronavirus employment levels, the unemployment rate. The rents are low here. In comparison to everywhere else, I mean, Alabama is I would say a cheaper place to live. I just want to know what you thought about that, because I know you had a few properties, I believe in Mobile or Fairhope. I can't remember.
Yeah. So look, bottom line is I love Alabama. Okay, if you look at a map of the United States of America, USA map. You don't want to just look at your state. You want to look around, okay? Are people going to go there? He's already said this. Alabama has some of the lowest unemployment in the United States, already back to pre-COVID numbers within a point compared to Miami or Vegas. Look at Vegas. They're still at 12%. They were 4 before this. They got another 8 points to get where Alabama is. So if you look at, let me just pull up a map of the U.S. What I'm going to look at with Alabama, and the reason I invested in Alabama is because I look at what's around Alabama, okay? Not to mention the jobs that are going there, the car manufacturers that are moving in there, the cost of living there. Because when somebody's in Silicon Valley and they've already moved to Austin, you see they moved from this corner over here. They moved from up here, San Francisco. Like if you guys look at the migration charts on this, interactive charts, there's interactive charts online. You're going to see just red lines coming all the way across the country. And people that are leaving LA are going to Phoenix, Tucson, Utah, Colorado. Some are coming all the way to Austin. Toyota came over here about 8 years ago, moved into Dallas, Texas, right? So you're going to see all this population growth coming across the country. Now watch. When I look at Alabama, I'm like, Dude, ain't nobody going to Mississippi. Look around the state, okay? Oh, hell, people coming into Tennessee, man. They moving into Tennessee. And then things get priced in Tennessee and they're like, let's go down to Huntsville, Alabama. Let's go down to Daphne. Not Mobile maybe, okay, because Mobile, you just got to know where you're at right here. You see Mobile, I'm coming in on the map right here. Notice how close Alabama is to this entire South Beach, not South Beach, but Pensacola, the Gulf Coast of Florida. Okay? Now, when I start looking at your map and I answer your question about Alabama, I'm like, when I see Mobile, Pensacola, Panama City, Destin, I'm telling you, this whole coastline in the next decade is going to explode. It's going to explode. Unless these storms keep coming through here and scaring people to death and raising insurance prices up. So you got to do your due diligence and you got to start looking. You got to start going to these cities. If you're interested in Alabama, get on a plane and go to Daphne, Alabama. Okay? And you'll see why I invested there. Go right here. Look at this little pocket right here. Daphne, Alabama, across from Mobile, East Coast, Spanish. I've been trying to buy real estate all along this coast. Fairhope, Daphne, Spanish Port, okay? And then I started looking at stuff down here in Oyster Bay, Orange Beach. You just use a map. You can do this from your home and you can shop today. I bought property. We bought 1,000 units, 1,200 units actually, all down Pensacola. We've been through the storms now. They're not a big problem, okay? So Fort Walton, Destin, Miramar Beach, all this is real estate, but you just got to pay the price today so you have confidence to pay the price in the future when you go invest in these markets. Now, when I moved to Florida, by the way, you can call us 305-865-8668. When I moved to Florida, when I started investing in Florida, my first investments here, I looked at Miami, I should have bought everything here. I looked at Tampa, should have bought everything there. Looked at Orlando, should have bought everything there, but I didn't. I was a coward. Instead, what I did was I took a more conservative approach and I went, when I saw prices increasing 7 years ago in these markets, I went, like the little dumb dipshit that I am, I went and bought in the tertiary markets outside, Daytona, Ormond Beach, the Palm Coast. I got 3,000 or 4,000 units sitting up here right now. Should have bought down here, but I didn't, I was scared. Okay, now the reason I did it and the reason it worked for me is because I knew that they would not build this coast. I knew that the builders would start in Orlando and Tampa and Miami where there were jobs. I stayed out of that and waited for the migration up into those markets. So no migration patterns. I'll just tell you, for some of you not asking this question right now, Avery, thank you for calling in. I hope that helps. If you find a deal over there, Avery, and it's too big for you, I'll buy it with you. The entire west coast of Florida is overbuilt right now. I'm trying to buy a deal in Tampa right now and Fort Myers. Just because it's overbuilt does not mean you don't want to buy there. You need to understand, when there's more supply, inventory, than there is money, prices are going to come down. When there's more money than there is supply, prices are going to go up. Okay? A lot of product over here. You're going to have softness over here. We're probably going to have softness in Fort Lauderdale in this whole market right now because they built a lot of stuff. But 10 years from now, let me see if I can show you this interactive map. Migration, interactive. And bring another caller on, please. See, because even though we might be building too much today, it's like highways. You know, you think it's too big today, and the next thing you know, it's like, damn, dude, they should have built it bigger. You got somebody on? Give me
we got Ray.
Ray from Rhode Island.
What's up, Uncle G?
Yeah, what's going on, player?
Not much, man. I got a deal for you.
Okay, tell me about the deal.
It's 2 properties on 1 lot. The asking price is $539, and the NOI is $32,000. I'm trying to go in at 25%.
Hold on, $32,000. How many units? 2 units?
It's two properties on one lot, but it's a total of 7 units.
7 units. He said 7, right?
Yep, 7 units.
Okay. And the NOI is 32,000?
32,000.
How much are the rents there?
The rents average at about $950.
$950. So I'm gonna say,
But not all, because they're all different size. We have 3 units that are 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, and then the other units are all 2 bedroom, 1 bath.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna say 84,000. You got an NOI of 32 grand. If you divide that by, what do they want you to pay for that thing? Hold on. You come up with your number, and I'm gonna come up with my number. Where's it located?
It's in Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Okay, I'm gonna give it a. Is it a good location?
Yeah, it's a pretty decent location.
How old
yeah.
is
I
it?
actually
How
live
old
in
is
the
it?
area, so I know the neighborhood inside
It's,
out.
I'm gonna guess it's 27 years old. How old is it?
This property is actually 1925.
Oh, excuse me, I was
It's
close.
a colonial.
Okay, and they want
Yeah.
500. They want $533,000 for it.
539.
I don't even know the property. I was within $6,000. 533.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to a closing today. I'm doing a 1031 exchange because I'm selling my a fourplex that I got into 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the 1031 exchange from the proceeds on that property into this commercial deal. I've never done commercial. This will be my first one. I actually already spoke with the agent and the seller, and they're ready to go. I mean, I got the funds available, so I'm just kind of doing my due diligence now, and yeah, I'm ready to pull the trigger on this.
Yeah. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it, dude? Why don't you do it?
No, I'm just kind of wanted to bring it up to you to see if because it's 2 properties on 1 lot, right? So
Yeah, why don't you do
I
this?
know,
You know, I would make this 7 units on 1 lot. Okay. Make sure you got your debt. I'd tie the deal up, and I'd take 45 days to figure out where you can get a loan on this thing, and I'd buy this piece of property. If you like the location, you like the asset, you think you can raise the rents, I'd go buy this thing. I'd buy this before I'd buy 1 unit. I'd buy this before I'd buy 1 unit and flip a deal.
okay, cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
good
so,
luck with it. Let me know if I can help you. Now, folks, look at this migration chart right here. Can you full expand this? I just picked Manhattan. Do you see mostly red or mostly blue? Where are they going? Where are these people in Manhattan going? By the way, this is 8 years old. Okay, if I show you the one today in 2019, what's happening? 2020, what's happening out of New York? You're going to see blood red coming out of there. Just nothing but red. Okay, notice where they're going though. Miami, West Palm Beach, okay? A little bit of Tampa and Orlando. Ain't nobody gonna move from New York City to Orlando. Like, how do you make that move? You'd be like, hey, culture shock, okay? They're also moving across the country. They're going to LA. They're going to Santa Cruz. They're moving. This is 8 years old, by the way. So those people that moved there 8 years ago could be bouncing out now saying, hey, I'm going back to Texas. So if you find, I pulled this up off of Forbes, but if you find some more current maps, I thought I had one this morning picked out for you. Here it is. Show this, Francisco. State to state migration. New York, Georgia, Texas contributed to Florida. You want me to make it bigger?
No, it's bigger.
You got it?
Let me see.
There you go. California, Florida, and LA contributed to Texas. Why would Louisiana. Why would Louisiana contribute to Texas? It's next door. When Katrina hit New Orleans, the biggest beneficiary was Houston. Texas, New York, and Washington State contributed to California. So just because people might be moving out of California, you could have millions of people. We have negative migration out of California for the first time in 30 years. That same number will show up in New York and New Jersey here in the next 18 months. So know your migration, know about inflation, know about location. Listen to this: migration, inflation, location. Get your money invested in real estate. Biden or Trump, Democrat or Republican, the returns in real estate for the last 30 years has been 7% annual. That's a good return. You ask me, that's a damn good return. Particularly when you're earning less than a quarter of a point at the bank. By the way, the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, and the 10% returns were in environments back in the 90s, 80s, and 70s when you could earn 10% of your money, 10% on your money at the bank. That does not exist today. Going forward, I promise you, real estate will be a great place for you to take cash, garbage fiat paper, made up promises. In God we trust. They printed that to convince you it was good. I promise you, real assets with real tenants in good locations where there's jobs and job growth around it, a necessity to live someplace, to raise my family. Those kind of real assets will prove to be great hedges against inflation. It will be a great place for people to migrate to. And if you pick the right location, I promise you, and don't over leverage, I promise you, you're going to make money for yourself, your family, and your future, okay? And it'll certainly be a lot better than just sitting around in cash. My name's Grant Cardone. Every Monday I do this for you to hopefully convince you to get your money out of Wells Fargo, to get your money away from the Bank of America. Remember, Wells Fargo will not give you a loan to borrow money to buy Wells Fargo stock. But Wells Fargo will give you money to buy a piece of real estate. It's simple. Biden or Trump. On November the 4th, people will have to live somewhere, folks. Good investing. Thank you for watching.